Ladies and gentlemen, how are you doing today? Welcome to the Beta Project. Today's video is going to be about game changers on this March 7th. And today's video is brought to you by Purina Dog Food. I don't know, I'm just messing with you. Anyways, so today's quote is going to be, we cannot change the cards we are dealt, just how we play the game. So I wanted to kind of give you a different perspective on game changing, because I don't think necessarily, I'm not talking about, changing the game as in, oh, you got to flip the script on it, but a little bit different twist on it. So let's go ahead and get started. What's up? It's me, DeMarcus. You can always find me at Humble and Focus on YouTube. Feel free. Today I'm paying homage to one of my favorite movies, Monsters Inc., with my Monsters Inc. hat. Thank you, Christian, for getting this for me for my birthday. I appreciate it. Loved it. Anyway, so here we go. So I want you to think about this, ladies and gentlemen. Here are two pieces. Okay? Some of you have seen this before. You know what that is, and you know what this is. Okay? So let me go ahead and put them both up the screen. So you have two pieces here. One circular, one standing tall, right? Okay. Now, there is a difference between these two pieces. Now, ironically enough, hold on, let me grab this last piece. Ironically enough, I hate coming off the screen, but it's important. Ironically enough, both of these games are played on the exact same, or can be played on the exact same board, right? So the landscape of these games might look the same, but when you're playing this game, which is called checkers, if you haven't figured that out, and when you're playing this game, which is called chess, when you're playing this game and you're playing this game, they're going to have two different set of rules. So if you're playing checkers here, and you're playing checkers, you've been playing checkers all your life, and you really love and know how to play checkers, that's fantastic. You can be the best checkers player in the world. You can get a king. This is a king. When you get two of them stacked together, that's king. You say king me. You say king me, right? So you get kinged and you're the best checkers player ever. But if you take the same game and the same rules that you're playing with the checkers that made you phenomenal, if you take the same exact rules and the same exact playing styles and the same exact strategies into a game with chess, where you got pawns here and you have a king, this is a different type of king. I had to get the black king out, you know what I mean? The black king, like me. Anyway, so if you get the king out and you get these pawns out, but you're still playing the same rules and using the same pieces on a checkerboard, what you're going to realize is that you'll never be able to win the game. So how is this applying to life? Well, think about this, ladies and gentlemen. When we're playing our game that we're used to playing, that checkers game that we've been playing for so long, that we know how to do, we know how our kids act, we know how our job treats us, we know how to get up in the morning, we know how to do this. When we're playing the exact same game, but then all of a sudden the game changes. Whether we decide to change the game and say we want something more, or we get fired from our jobs, or lose our jobs, or lose our home, or we get flooded out, or any natural disaster happens, or somebody dies, or anything. When you have this aspect of life where your game changes on you, if you don't change your game strategy and follow the new rules of the game, you're not going to be able to play that game. You're going to lose. And then you're going to say, what? That game is not fair. That game doesn't work. But ladies and gentlemen, in all reality, did you honestly try to change what you're doing? Or were you so comfortable in playing checkers and playing the game you're used to playing that when someone puts chess pieces on the board, not only do you not know what to do and you're scared to do anything, but you're playing the wrong dadgum game. So when I talk about being a game changer, ladies and gentlemen, I'm saying that you need to make sure that if the game changes on you, you elevate your game to take on the new task that is at hand. You get what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is, imagine for a second, just for a quick second, if you in your world, I'm actually looking something up right here. If you in your world, let's say you lose your job and you want to change the game, because you can't obviously have the same lifestyle as, when you had that job. You can't have frivolous dinners and $100 dinners and, buy different cars every single week if you don't have the money to do so, because you haven't changed it. But if you make a step forward to change your game, That just means you have to learn the new rules and follow those rules. You realize that a pawn has a different set of rules to it than a regular checker piece does. Now they're both about the same as far as power goes, but they move differently. They have different places. You know, you have different pieces. They both want to get to the other side of the board, if you haven't noticed that. But the ironic part about it is that when they get to the different side of the board, they become kings. They have different powers, so to speak, or different rules, or different regulations. So I want you to think about this, ladies and gentlemen. When you're going from checkers to chess, and when you start playing a different game in your life, you have to change and adapt to the new rules. You can never win a game of chess with playing checker rules. There's no way in the world. And when you change the game, you got to change the rules to play with that game. Otherwise, you will not succeed. So all I want you to think about in this today is I want you to think about aspects of, did you change the game? Or was the game changed on you? Either way, it doesn't matter because the game has changed. You're no longer playing checkers. And are you playing by the right set of rules? Are you playing by the rules that are going to make you successful? Or are you playing with the old rules that you governed your life with that kept you where you were? The ironic part about it, ladies and gentlemen, is that you can always play checkers, right? But you will never be able to play anything but checkers if you're only playing checkers. If you wanted to play a chess game, you must change and learn and adapt to the new rules so that you can step up and play that game. That means when you're not trying to be comfortable anymore playing what you're used to, and you want to play something different and elevate your mind, now all of a sudden, ladies and gentlemen, guess what? Now you're not comfortable anymore in your comfort zone, and you've got to learn and strive to become the best. You're at the top of your game here, but now you're at the bottom of the heap. Now you've got to learn and grow. That's how true strength happens. That's whenever you get a chance to change your life and make it something different that you never thought it could be before. And that's all I have for you today, ladies and gentlemen. Just remember, let's go back to it. We cannot change the cards we're dealt. We just have to change how we play the game. We can't change how our life is. We can just play the game differently. We don't always get a chance to choose how our cards are dealt. All right, and here's the last and final one, as usual. To achieve goals that you have never achieved before, you need to start doing things that you've never done before. In a chess match, if you get your pawn to the other side, you can change it into any piece except for a king. Any piece, doesn't matter what it is. But you can't do that same thing in checkers. All you can do is get king. So what I want you to think about is that if you wanted to achieve new goals in your game of chess, you must do things and you must act accordingly and do things differently that you've never done before. The same thing with life. If you want something different in life, then you must do something different in life. If you want the same, you're overweight, okay, great. Are you doing anything different to get the weight off? Are you working out? Are you eating well? Or are you complaining? Because complaining doesn't change anything. It is an action, but it's a passive action. So that's all I have for you, ladies and gentlemen. That's what I want to share with you today. Make sure that you're changing your game. And if your game does get changed on you, don't stress out. Learn the rules so you can become successful at the top of your game. And remember, I believe and I love each and every single one of you. And I thank you for being here today. And we'll talk to you soon. Have a blessed day and go out there and change the game.